Welcome to the player career mode vote for what happens in season 8. We have so far in this save moved every single season, and as such we may well be doing again, but I think actually for the first time we've been able to manage ourselves the scenario in which staying at our current club is a genuine option. So as ever, there will be a link in the description to a straw poll where you can vote for as many of the sides that are going to be on this vote as you would like before hitting vote. And of course, we will move to the most popular option in due course. Please do watch the full video first though, so you understand the scenario at each given club with formation and squad, etc. So you know what sort of team we'll be playing in, because I know that will make a massive difference to you. I'm not going to waste too much time on an intro here. We're just going to get stuck into it. There are 10 clubs on the list. We only were aware of 5 last time I looked. I have kept you guys on YouTube, and even to this point, those on stream that are here with me live, in the dark as to what happens with our next move and what those other 5 clubs might be. I don't know yet. They might be on the list, they might not be on the list. We'll find out in due course. Option 1, however, we know straight off the bat is going to be stay at Tottenham. That's going to be an option for you this year. Of course, we did not win the Premier League. We finished 4th. We will be in the Champions League. We play a 4-3-3. We anticipate that the board and the manager might improve the squad with regards central midfielders. We pray anyway for this next season. Hopefully, Jorginho will get a bit more game time this season upcoming as well, if you decide for me to stay here. Don't believe that we've got anyone set to leave at the moment. Some players' contracts are expiring in the next 12 months or so, but nobody at the minute has negotiated a move away. Actually, some players are continually growing. Dan Gore is now 83, which is pleasing to see as others start to decline, as you can see, but Bissouma, certainly one that's in the starting lineup and declining. Tommy Doyle, one that's in the starting lineup and not growing or declining. We shall wait and see what happens with this squad. But that is the Tottenham squad. You know that squad. We've played with it all year. We got to the FA Cup final and lost. We did not get to the Carabao Cup final. We did not get to the Champions League final. But if you want me to stay at Tottenham, I will stay at Tottenham. Your first alternative option is going to be our predetermined target club. You see, FA Cup runners-up, Community Shield runners-up, Carabao Cup quarterfinals, Champions League was quarterfinals as well, although for some reason it's not on that list. Well done, EA. Our first option for the vote will be Inter Milan, our designated target club for the season. £214,000 a week, and you will notice here as well, 2-year contract length. I don't know when that was added in as a new option. It's been solely 1-year contracts only for us in this entire save so far. But Inter would offer me a 2-year deal. We've simmed and tested it. I would still need to get all of the objectives to maintain my place at Inter. However, I would still technically be an Inter Milan player. I'd just go out on loan, as the previous system had it, effectively, if I didn't get all of those objectives. But effectively, it still works exactly the same way as a transfer model. Nothing's really changed, other than the fact that it says 2 years now, not 1. So in your mind, it legitimizes the contract model. Rather than you there for 1 year with a contract and then you can go out on loan somewhere else if you don't, or you're forced to move elsewhere, you could still be at Inter but go out on loan because you haven't played well enough in the previous season to keep your spot in the first team squad. But you are still contracted to Inter Milan. So that's a positive change for the mode. Doesn't actually change the way that you go about doing things at all, really, other than you are offered the loan option rather than being forced to make a transfer move at the end of the season if you haven't got your objectives for your current club. That said, it would be our objective to get all of the objectives at the current club, to stay at the club for another year, or to move on elsewhere, as you guys might decide. So let's go and find out what the Inter squad looks like. We know from the season finale yesterday that they won Serie A and that they are in the Champions League next year, but they also won the Europa League 2, which we did season before last, or last season as it will be, with Real Sociedad. So Inter Milan, 3-1-4-2 formation, Champions League, Serie A winners. The next question is, what does the squad look like? Who will I be playing with and alongside in a front two? So Inter Milan's team looks as follows. They have 97 rated Josh Barnes up top. He would more than likely be alongside me in the 2 up top formation. 95 rated Danny Brooks at cam, 91 rated Jamie Brown at CDM as well. It's worth noting that for FC25, the Patreon players will not be in the player career modes. They will only be in the manager career modes to ensure that I have a more organic journey and a more organic personal international scene as well. Bastoni at centre-back, Moussa Diaby on the wing, myself up top, Buongiorno at centre-back. Richter is also here as a regen at 86. Joel Long is another regen, not a Patreon player. The Patreon players are the ones that have the greyed out faces. Gio Reyna is here as a wide midfielder. Let's see what the formation will be. So Fischer is the only goalkeeper, Jan Fischer. They have 2 left-backs, Federico Di Marco, but of course they play a 3-back formation, we believe. So at the minute, Bastoni, Buongiorno and Diego Rossi would be the 3 centre-backs. Di Marco could play at centre-back. I'd like to think might play at centre-back, but I don't trust the system to play him at centre-back. He's a left wing-back. And then Carboni is there as well as Denzel Dumfries, who's retiring at the end of this current season. With regards to CDM, Jamie Brown will be playing there. There are no centre mids whatsoever. So what that means for the centre mid spot, I've no idea. Richter has it in his position set, so maybe he'll get selected there. Brooks does not, so maybe he won't. Harris doesn't, so maybe he won't. Carlos Augusto is 84 as a left mid. Diaby 88 right mid. Reyna 85 right mid. Were there any wingers? No wingers either. And then up top, myself, Thuram, Salcedo, Esposito, Barnes and Long. Potential to be special, Joel Long, but don't know who he's a potential regen of. Or pre-gen of, for that matter. But maybe a pre-gen of Josh, who knows. But certainly, it's a strong squad. How good that team... Well, evidently, the team is good enough to have won the Europa League and Serie A. So, that is your first alternative option to Tottenham Hotspur. But who's next? Your next option is to keep me in the Premier League, but at a different club. Liverpool finished 5th last year in the Premier League, and as such have Europa League football this season. They play a 4-3-3, and their squad looks as follows. Strong players in the midfield with Emmett Johnson and Millie on the left. Jude Bellingham is here as well, although his contract is expiring in 12 months' time. Noah Schlotterbeck at the back. Cody Gakpo would be a strike rival for me, although I'm similarly rated, so you can justify me starting. Intriguingly, 2-year deal here as well. Alisson and Unai Simon as the 2 goalkeepers. Rico Lewis, Locatelli. It's a strong side. Alisson, you imagine, will start in goal. It's a 4-3-3, so Owen Beck is the only left back they have, so he'll start there. Schlotterbeck and presumably Esteve will play at centre back for them. Rico Lewis at right back, although Yannick Paris might. I don't know. I doubt they play him at left back. They probably should, but they won't. They've also got Calvin Ramsey as well. In CDM will be Locatelli. In midfield will be Jude and Emmett Johnson, 91 and 95 rated, respectively, with Shaparenko as a go-to alternative. Then in the forward positions, they've got Zeballos on one side, Zalewski on the same side, or Loriente to play on the left at 84 rated, although Millie will play on the left, won't he, at 93 rated. And Evan Nilsson would be a striking rival as well. I'd be first choice. Zeballos would start on the right-hand side for them. And it's a very strong starting 11, really, for Liverpool, isn't it? Very strong indeed. But you can never guarantee that all of those players are going to stay. And there are still key areas lacking, like left back, etc. And only one really world-class centre-back you could certainly do with someone that's a bit better at centre-back alongside Nico Schlotterbeck. So Liverpool are your next option. Let me put that in all caps. Liverpool 4-3-3 Europa League. Again, first choice starting 11 player. Who's option 4? So Monaco, no, Brentford, Liverpool, Qingdao, Wolfsburg. So we're now moving into the clubs that we don't yet know who they are. We knew about Monaco, we don't want to go there. We knew about Brentford, we don't want to go there. Liverpool is an option. I don't want to go to Qingdao, I knew, and I'm not going to bother with the like one-off season video. Wolfsburg, no, we didn't want to go to Wolfsburg, did we? Because they weren't top 4. It was Leverkusen won the league, Dortmund second, Bayern third, and Wolfsburg just aren't going to have the quality of teammate, are they? Oh! Real Madrid! So we know that Real Madrid are playing in the Champions League because they won La Liga last year. The question is 2-year deal. The question is, it seems like they've just changed the 1-year deal for a 2-year deal and not actually put any more effort into it. It would be nice if they were like 3, 4 and 5-year deals as well. But so far we've only encountered a 2-year deal. And at Real Madrid, they play a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, where 97 rated Rob Chappell and 96 rated Nathan Grasso are the two current striking options. I would fit into that and play ahead of one of them. They're both Australian as well, which is intriguing. Then Charlie Jones will play in the midfield. We've obviously got Vinny Jr. on the left-hand side of... would Vinny play? We notice in manager mode that Vinny doesn't get started because of the formation at Real Madrid. So maybe Vinny doesn't play. It's got the wrong picture there. Rachel is a Patreon player that would start at left back. Liam would start at right back. Yuso would start at centre back with Militao alongside him. Ardagula at cam is someone that would start, I imagine. Then you've got myself. So in goal, the only goalkeeper they have is Edison. That's fine. Nordhoff is good enough to start and obviously world class at left back. Militao and Yuso would be the centre backs and Liam would be right back. That's world class. In central midfield, for the 1-2-1-2, presumably, considering there is no CDM option, they'd play one of Jones, Nazevic, or Jones or Nazevic, actually, at CDM. I don't know. And then that would mean that one of Jones or Nazevic plus Nico Paz would be in the midfield alongside. Unless they dropped someone like Kara or Ardagula into midfield, I don't know what they would do, genuinely. So presumably Gula would start at cam, or maybe Sudakov starts in the deeper midfield as well. He can play at centre mid too. There are no wide players in the formation, so Vinny probably wouldn't play or wouldn't start. Then obviously you know the strikers. There's also another Australian, Charles Holtz. He must just be a regen or a pre-gen or one of these two. He's 21 years of age, so I'd be technically second choice, but obviously with the Patreon players being the Patreon players, I could justifiably start myself alongside one of them. It's not like I would start ahead of both. I just force my way into the starting lineup ahead of one of them, and I am higher rated than Charles Hull, although probably not for long if he's got potential to be special. So soon to be much further down the pecking order, but options off the bench, certainly. Real Madrid are obviously one of, if not the biggest club on the planet. And whether you think I should play there or not, we shall wait and see. But I shall add it to the vote. I'll put second choice for the... I'll put first/second choice for the vote, because we don't know whether... Oh, technically, I should be second choice, second string, but I can force my way in, can't I? So that's 4 options so far. Still don't know who the other options of those extra ones are, so there might yet be another curveball to come. Monaco, no. Liverpool on the vote. Qingdao, no. Wolfsburg, no. Real Madrid, no. The next option is Leeds United. No, sorry, Leeds. AC Milan, the other half of the San Siro. They finished second last year in Serie A, so we know that they've got Champions League football for next season. Again, a 2-year deal. All right, well then, AC Milan. Who have you got with you? They play a 4-3-3, as we believe, and we think we're aware anyway. Patreon player Cameron Max McLeod up top at striker. This is the scenario where I would be ousting the only other big striker at the club rather than just one of two. It depends. It's up to you guys whether you feel like that's doable or not. Cameron has maxed out his potential at 97. In midfield would be Owen Howell as well at 95. On the left would be Rafael Leao. On the right would be Bukayo Saka. They also have Ansu Fati here as well. So Mike Maignan would be in goal. At left back would be Theo Hernandez. At centre back would be Ibrahima Konate and Kusunu. And Dodo as an 81 rated right back. In midfield it would be Owen Howell. Presumably Kenneth Taylor and Bernardo Silva. Or Szoboszlai thrown in there. Szoboszlai probably would come on off the bench. We'll ignore him. Rafael Leao will start on the left. Bukayo Saka would start on the right. Ansu Fati will be back up off the bench. So hopefully he wouldn't get any game time. And then obviously strikers would include myself at 88. Hopefully soon to be 89 or 90. Cameron, David, who actually is joining Athletic Club de Bilbao, so he's going, and Colombo would be here too. Let me just have a scroll through. Is anyone else going somewhere else? No, it's just David. So AC Milan, look, I mean, everybody that we're thinking of joining here looks very strong. I'll put first/second choice on the vote, and we'll see what you guys say. That's 5 genuine options for you now. Time to find out if, and it is an if at this stage, there's a 6th option, or whether the next one in this extra few clubs that have been added on to the player agent are more like Leeds or Qingdao as opposed to AC Milan or Real Madrid. So Monaco, no. Brentford, no. Liverpool on the vote. Qingdao, Wolfsburg, no. Real Madrid on the vote. Leeds, no. AC Milan on the vote. Borussia Dortmund. Are we potentially Bundesliga bound? Our first German option. So at Borussia Dortmund, they finished second in the Bundesliga last year, so Champions League football assured. They play a 4-2-3-1, and the squad looks as follows. Dylan Rowe in midfield at 95 rated, as well as Connor James at Cam in the 4-2-3-1 at 95 rated, and Nick Pavic on the right-hand side, presumably of the 4-2-3-1, unless they play right mids and CDMs instead of centre mids and right wings. Wait and see. Florian Wirtz is here as well, although judging by Connor James's rating, Wirtz won't start. So the 4-2-3-1 would have Gregor Kubel in goal. At left back would be Tom Roth, and no other backup there. At centre back would be not that strong Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Abakar Silla, with Ivan Rodriguez as backup. At right back would be, without doubt, Arnau Martinez at 87. On the left-hand side, potentially, would be Cade Cowell. Although I don't know if there are any left wingers or Nanasi. No CDMs. So presumably then, Eduardo Bove and Dylan Rowe would be the two centre mid deeper options, with Pukstas as an alternative, Florian Wirtz as a backup to Connor James at Cam, Pavic on the right, maybe Jota on the left. Would have to be Jota on the left, presumably, because there are no other left wingers. So it's either Jota on the left or it'll be Cade Cowell, but there are no right mids, so presumably then Nick Pavic would be on the right. Gonzalo Ramos would be my strike rival, but I would say that would be me first choice at Borussia Dortmund. 4-2-3-1, Champions League football, a league we've not played in before in the Bundesliga. If you choose, then Borussia Dortmund might well be the option for you. That's 6 options for you so far, and I can't guarantee that there's going to be a 7th, because you don't know who's going to be that 10th side in the list. We shall find out momentarily. We shall find out. Recommendations might just go the other way. Sevilla. I'm not going to put Sevilla on the list. Real Madrid, Barca, Atleti, and Real Sociedad were the top 4 in La Liga. I'm curious to see who else is in the squad, but it is my oh, I just kicked my bin over. It is my intention at this stage not to include Sevilla on the vote. So I believe that you will have 7 options for your perusal. Those being stay at Tottenham in a 4-3-3, go to Inter Milan in a 3-1-4-2, a Liverpool option in the Europa League, not Champions League, but with a strong squad with a 4-3-3, Real Madrid in a 4-1-2-1-2 in the Champions League, AC Milan in a 4-3-3 in the Champions League, Borussia Dortmund then in a 4-2-3-1 in the Champions League. I'll be first or second choice at all of the clubs, and I don't believe I'm going to add Sevilla to the vote, but it depends what this starting squad looks like here. If it's strong enough to consider, then we will consider it. If it is not, we will not. Daz is out on the right hand side, myself and Pavlovsky. I don't know what formation they play actually at Sevilla. Kovar would be in goal, no left back of any real note. 2 centre-backs of any ability, Sashabu at right back, Zambrano, Velasco, Ravella. I'm going to not put Sevilla on the vote. So you will have those 6 aforementioned options available to you then. Feel free to vote for one or multiple before you hit vote. Tick as many of the boxes as you might like. And feel free to let me know in the comments which way you voted. Tweet me which way you voted as well. And we will see in due course who goes where. Well, me goes somewhere, but where I go depends on you. That's all for this vote video. Do let me know which way you voted. Do follow the Twitch channel to come and join me live. Subscribe to the YouTube live channel if you prefer to watch live streams there. Subscribe to this channel if you like the VOD content. I'll see you next time. But where that next time will be, I don't yet know.